attempt a crash landing. Please extinguish all cigarettes. Place your tray tables in their upright lock position. Your captain says, put your head on your knees. Captain says, put your head in your hands. Captain says, put your hands on your head. Put your hands on your hips. This is your captain. We are going down. We are all going down. Together. And I said, uh-oh. This is gonna be someday. Stand by. This is the time. And this is the record of the time. This is the time. And this is the record of the time. This is your captain again. You know, I've got this funny feeling I've seen this all before. Why? 'Cause I'm a caveman. Why? 'Cause I've got eyes in the back of my head. Why? It's the heat. Stand by. This is the time. And this is the record of the time. This is the time. And this is the record of the time. Put your hands over your eyes. Jump out of the flame. There is no pilot. You are not alone. Stand by. This is the time. And this is the record of the time. This is the time. And this is the record of the time.
And this is the record.
Of the
And
time.
this is the time. We're on that trip again. Hold on. Let me fix my technical difficulty here.
You wanted the show to be perfect.
Yeah, well, it always happens this way. All right, I think we're pretty good, right? Yeah? No? Maybe?
A little bit of a ring in there.
Oh, what are you going to do?
Great engineering once again.
Oh, yeah.
It's time
There we
for
go.
the,
now we're good.
sounding better. It's time for another listen show.
Yes,
It's
indeed.
Steve.
And Claude.
And we've got a new one for you.
This is number 8.
Number 8. Wow.
I think.
I think it might be number 8.
No, it is. It is. It is number 8.
You can always catch us as always at listenshow.com.
.com.
Send us an email. We'll read it.
and we'll see if we play your requests. Actually, you know what? I'm going to be nicer about it this time because the last time...
You're not getting enough requests?
No, I think people think we're not going to play any of their songs.
They're scared of us.
So we should
now.
actually try to accommodate them just a little bit. So please send us your requests. We'll do our best to play it. All right?
As we're recording this, Happy New Year, everybody.
Indeed. It is a new year.
It's actually, well, I'm going to say it. It's January 2nd, and it's a rainy, rainy night here in Southern California that we're actually putting the show together. And the reason why I want to express that date is I know that we ended the last show with
rain.
Paul's Christmas show ended with the song dedicated to his mom when she was ill and such. And today is my mom's birthday, and she passed away 5 years ago, and she would be 64 today if she were still with us.
Wow.
So this is a shout out to Mom out there. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I know Claudel's going to be an evil eye. He doesn't want to give
No.
the dates and all that. But
No. That's a really cool thing.
And I was going to play a song that you actually wrote that I was almost going to do it for her because it was the first song I listened to when she passed away, which of course was Heaven 60, which has always been a favorite of mine.
That's funny. You know, I wrote that one about my dad.
Your dad, right?
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah. And then there was another song you actually wrote that I almost played from the Diary album, which is a song called, if you're messing up your mic, called Remember Me off of the first Diary album. That
Hold on, folks. Technical difficulty again. Okay. Just digging into my fingers.
Okay, so much for perfect on this show.
I know, no, we're not going to be perfect at all. Do you want to do it over?
I think we should.
No, it's all right. It's good to have
our rule is not to do things over.
Yeah, exactly. So you get to hear it the way we did it, whether we like it this way or not. Sorry.
Yes. And considering the only special guest we have in the studio tonight is
the
rain.
Chair and the rain.
You have a new family member.
That's right. I got a dog.
A dog.
I like having a dog.
A rescued greyhound.
A rescued greyhound.
Yes, and a very nice dog.
So if you're thinking about getting a dog,
get a rescued greyhound.
Get a rescue a greyhound. It's really cool.
It's awesome.
It's like a 45-mile-an-hour couch potato. But I love him. He's awesome.
Let's go back to the new year. And
now,
things have...
Why the hell did you play that song?
We haven't even mentioned what the song was.
That was like Laurie Anderson. I know that.
Laurie Anderson. That is From the Air.
Why?
Off of the Big Science album.
Yeah.
And that's the same album that spawned, of course, Oh Superman. Back early 82, that album came out. I actually had a class in college where I really got introduced heavily into her music that I had to write a report and explain what that entire album was about.
Oh my God.
And I can't even start with that song.
You know that I read an interview with her once.
And
it was the weirdest thing because they were asking her like all the keyboards that she uses and all this stuff. And all she kept talking about how the air in her room was not ionized properly and she had to find some way to get it ionized.
Okay.
So I never found out what she actually played.
But when I was deciphering that song, that song always had a sense of craziness to it, jumping out of planes and just an era of weird scariness and a little bit of craziness into that whole song. So I kind of put that in the opening because I was actually going to include it in my regular set. But I've got my set with the new year. Things have been kind of going crazy in my world. Nothing horribly bad, but I've been thinking of like crazy songs of late, and so my set is going to be decisively crazy tonight. And it's going to go all over the place.
Mine is crazy too, in a different way.
I think we should get ready to cue it up.
All right.
And remember, think crazy. It's time for Steve's Selections on the Listen Show.
Here we go. Play some music.
Remember when you ran away and I got on my knees and begged you not to leave because I'd go berserk? Well, You left me anyhow, and then the days got worse and worse, and now you see I've gone completely out of my mind. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha, they're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha, to the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time, and I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats, and they're coming to take me away, ha-ha! You thought it was a joke, and so you laughed. You laughed when I had said that losing you would make me flip my lid. Right? You know you laughed. I heard you laugh. You laughed and laughed, and then you left. But now you know I'm utterly mad. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the happy home with trees and flowers and chirping birds and basket weavers who sit and smile and twiddle their thumbs and toes, and they're coming to take me away, ha-ha. I cooked your food, I cleaned your house, and this is how you pay me back for all my kind, unselfish, loving deeds. Huh? Well, you just wait. They'll find you yet, and when they do, they'll put you in the ASPCA, you mangy mutt. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time, and I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats, and they're coming to take me away, ha-ha. To the happy home with trees and flowers and chirping birds and basket weavers who sit and smile and twiddle their thumbs and toes, and they're coming to take me away, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time, and I'll be happy to see those...
Someday, far away, get away, I'm gonna get away from this place, from this place. I
Sometimes I stare at the wall when I'm alone in my room. I'm an abusive reclusive like Dr. Doom. Parts of darkness descend and consume me. You won't believe the gloomy thoughts that run through me. I'm full appointments, but if you spend the night, you leave the next day like I don't think his head's on right. Try to talk to myself, but I don't listen. I got split personalities and competition. But which one's a man to I got issues. I could be standing in front of your face and I'm not with you. Schizophrenia, shame, brain distorted, sorta compulsive, obsessive disorder, mathematical pattern addict with a cleft mind. Before I go to bed, I hit the light switch 7 times. Yeah, something, never mind. Put the knife back, match out. I'm out of my mind, but I'll be right back. It's all in your head. You need to unwind. You're losing your grip. The paranoia never ends. It's all in your head. What you see in your mind. There's no reason to trip. The paranoia never ends.
There's no one behind you. There's no one beside you. There's no one besides you. You know as well as I do. There's no voice inside you. That shadow isn't moving. You must be losing to confusion, having illusions. Still you wanna prove it. Paranoia. That someone might be coming for you. No one's trying to kill you, stupid. There's no Norman Bates peeking in your window. There's no Patrick Bateman trying to pick you up in limos. You pop another pill to try and calm your nerves. But prescriptions make the descriptions a lot worse. You see in red bursts, and then your head hurts. You should have checked under the bed first. Crawling on all fours, blocking all the doors. You must have flown over the cuckoo's nest and lost your course. I thought I told you, don't let that shit control you. Cause paranoia will destroy you, just a lesson for you.
It's all in your head. You need to unwind. You're losing your grip. The paranoia never ends. It's all in your head. What you see in your mind. There's no reason to trip. The paranoia never ends. When your mind is acting wild and you swear you're insane, can nothing help you out of the gap you're in. You don't know which way to turn, and your head is inflamed. Can't nothing help you out of this insanity.
Yo, there's paranoia in your brain cells. You think the world's looking at you, but you can't tell. You need to find yourself a hobby or something and stop fronting. Nobody's out to get you. Nobody wants nothing. I think you got a chemical imbalance. When there's silence, you swear you hear talking and sirens. Maybe it's a different environment that you need, whatever it is. Your mind's dying to be free. You trying to proceed with the usual procedures. Your chest feeling tight. You think you having seizures. Maybe you're just trying too hard to fit in. You need to let that shit go and get counseling, my friend.
It's all in your head. You need to unwind. You're losing your grip. The paranoia never ends. It's all in your head. What you see in your mind. There's no reason to trip. The paranoia never ends. The paranoia never ends. The paranoia never ends.
You're crazy. You're crazy, man. You're crazy. I like you. But you're crazy.
Sometimes I try to do things and it just doesn't work out the way I want it to. And I get real frustrated. And like, I try hard to do it and I take my time, but it just doesn't work out the way I want it to. It's like I concentrate on real hard, but it just doesn't work out. And everything I do and everything I try, it never turns out. It's like I need time to figure these things out. There's always someone there going, hey Mike, you know, we've been noticing you've been having a lot of problems lately, you know? You should maybe get away and like maybe you should talk about it, you'll feel a lot better. And I go, no, it's okay, you know, I'll figure it out. Just leave me alone, I'll figure it out, you know? I'm just working on myself. They go, well, you know, if you want to talk about it, I'll be here, you know, and you'll probably feel a lot better if you talk about it. So why don't you talk about it? I go, no, I don't want to, I'm okay. I'll figure it out myself. But they just keep bugging me. They just keep bugging me. There's bills on the side. Just me, as soon as I will come, I'm afraid what's my side. You won't have anything, I'm afraid what's just me away. I'm not crazy. Here's the design. You're the one who's crazy. Here's the design. You're trying to be crazy. Here's the design. They stick me in an institution. Say, what's the only solution? Give it in for fast out to take you from me. was in my room, and I was just like staring at the wall, thinking about everything. And then again, I was thinking about nothing. And then my mom came in, and I didn't even know she was there. She called my name, and I didn't hear her. Then she started screaming, Mike, Mike. And I go, what? What's the matter? She goes, what's the matter with you? I go, there's nothing wrong, Mom. She goes, don't tell me that. You're on drugs. I go, no, Mom, I'm not on drugs. I'm okay. I'm just thinking, you know. Why don't you give me a Pepsi? She goes, no, you're on drugs. I go, Mom, I'm okay. I'm just thinking. She goes, no, you're not thinking. You're on drugs. No, people don't act that way. I go, Mom, just give me a Pepsi, please. All I want is a Pepsi. And she wouldn't give it to me. All I wanted was a Pepsi. Just one Pepsi. And she wouldn't give it to me. Just a Pepsi. Keep my shirt with my teeth. Got me back to CFC. Just yucky. Just lazy. It's the good now. Crazy. Oh, I'm not crazy. Here's the truth. You're the one that's crazy. Here's the truth. You're trying to be crazy. Here's the truth. They take me in and this truth. You said it was the only truth you didn't need from that stuff. You take it from the enemy myself. I was sitting in my room, and my mom and my dad came in. They pulled up a chair and they sat down. They go, Mike, we need to talk to you. And I go, okay, what's the matter? They go, me and your mom, we noticed lately you've been having a lot of problems. And you've been going off for no reason. And we're afraid you're going to hurt somebody. And we're afraid you're going to hurt yourself. So we decided that it would be in your best interest if we put you somewhere where you can get the help that you need. And I go, wait, what are you talking about? We decided my best interest? How do you know what my best interest is? How can you say what my best interest is? What are you trying to say? I'm crazy? When I went to your school, I went to your churches, I went to your institutional learning facilities. So how can you say I'm crazy? Say no to think my face, leave me something in my face. By the time they think my head, better lady, I'll be dead. I'm not crazy. Here's the truth. You're the one that's crazy. Here's the truth. You got to be crazy. Here's the truth. They take me in and this truth is that what's the only truth you can get from that drugs and take it from the enemy myself. Doesn't matter. I'm probably going to get my car anyway.
Please send help.
I'm not crazy. I'm not. I'm sorry.
This is the first listen show that I think you can mosh to.
You know what was interesting about this one? Oh.
You might want to talk into your mic.
I fixed the microphone and now I can't talk. It's usually me that plays that kind of stuff, and you are usually playing electronic music.
Yes, but this is my other side when
I know.
Going crazy and nuts.
Is everything all right?
When I'm sitting in bed, staring at the walls.
And all you
like,
wanted was a Pepsi?
All I've got is the listen show. And nobody's emailing me. No. And where is my Pepsi? I don't have a Pepsi.
It's actually upstairs. We left it up there. Darn. Man. That's like
I am a little crazy, am I not?
Yes, you are. All right. So tell us about some of the...
See, Paul mentioned I've got a crazy bunch of CDs, and I haven't broken out everything yet.
You do.
So, wow. But let's go over the set. Leading off the bat of the crazy set was a old song back from 1960s. That is, they're
Is
coming.
It really that old?
1960s.
Wow.
They're Coming to Take Me Away.
Woo-hoo.
And that is by Napoleon 14. And I was introduced to that song from a friend back when I was in high school, a young kid, and that was my theme song, strangely enough, going through driver's ed. This guy found this album. He had it on a record. He was went through all these record stores and finally found this old record from the 60s that he was dying for, and we're going like, why? Well, you got to listen to this song. Of course, it's shown up on the Dr. Demento CDs and all the crazy music off of those, but it's actually just recently, I think a couple of years ago, was re-released as an album with a couple of editions. There's a new version of it. I think they're coming back to Take Me Away or something like that.
No.
Yeah, but not nearly going to get it the strange success that song seemed to have back when it was famous, if it ever was. You're shaking your head. Second on the list.
No, I was thinking of, whenever I've heard that song, it's always preceded by fish heads, roly-poly
fish heads. All off of that CD.
Yeah. I've always heard that song.
And I didn't pull that off of that CD. That's actually,
I know you told me that came from the original.
That's coming from the remastered version of the original.
What's their other stuff like?
It's terrible. It's all the same stuff. It's not, that song's not exactly all that great, other than its uniqueness.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's what the whole album's pretty much like.
Kind of like weird like that. It's weird.
It's not a recommended album by any means.
I know. Yeah. You can download that one if you really have to play it on Halloween or something.
It fit the tone for my set. I thought that was my opening theme, obviously. Second on there, a song that probably not a lot of people have heard. It's a song called Walls. It's by a band called Hog, H-O-G.
I really like that. That was pretty cool.
The story kind of behind that band, that was in the mid-'90s after Green Day released Dookie. Everybody was trying to jump on to the revival of punk, well, not really punk, but kind of punkish kind of sound. And that was Geffen's answer. They were signed to Geffen for one album, and that was it that we heard from Hog. They opened in a show I went to see, and I really enjoyed their set. They're a threesome, much like Green Day, and I was impressed. I bought their CD. It's a really good CD. It's called Nothing Sacred. I don't know if it's still available.
Wow. Is the other stuff... it seemed like it was a little more on the metal side towards...
It bounces around.
But it was pretty cool.
It's actually got some ballads on there as well as the standard punk revival kind of sound.
I've outgrown my metalness, but there's that one side of me, I guess, that just kind of sometimes.
Oh yeah, they're very loud. I mean, they're abrasive during, especially parts of that song. The crunchy guitars and such.
Melodies were good though.
Mm-hmm. Kirk Miller, who's the lead singer of that band, I don't know whatever happened to him. I tried to look him up on the internet. I haven't figured out where he's at, but he's a heck of a showman on stage, and that's part of the reason why I bought that album. They were very impressive live. Unfortunately, obviously, they're probably not playing live anymore. It's been a while. Third on my set, that was a song called Paranoia that came off of an album called Heavy by Swollen Members. Swollen Members right now ranks probably as my first or second favorite rap artist or group, along with the Beastie Boys.
They're pretty cool, actually.
It's another band that, and I was almost going to do a whole theme on this. It's another band that I found out about them by having them open for another group, and I said, "Wow, these guys are great." And
who did they open for?
They opened up for it was a Mixmaster Mike show. They opened up for Mixmaster Mike. Going back, that was when Mixmaster's doing all the Beastie Boys stuff, and he was just doing a DJ show, and they opened up for him. They have ties in San Diego. One of their members, Mad Child, they're actually based in Canada, but he spent time in San Diego, so there was like this whole group following when they had their show. So it was entertaining. That was several years back, and now I've got, I think, four albums, and then they have instrumental versions of their songs as well. And they're gaining in popularity. They're a strong group. Recently upgraded from a twosome to a threesome, and probably right now, more consistent because they're coming out with more albums than the Beastie Boys. So I've been listening to them a lot more heavy in terms of my favorite rap artists.
Pretty cool.
I haven't broken out any rap yet, so I figured it's about time.
I know I beat you to it.
You beat me to it. Darn.
Of all people.
And number 4 on my set, that was an anthem for many a strange teenager back in the early 80s. That, of course, was institutionalized by Suicidal Tendencies.
You know that the first time I heard that song ever was when I first came to California?
Wow. It was a little older.
It was older. It was older than that too, but it was the first time I had ever heard it.
It has still held its weight.
I like that song. I still do.
It is a classic, and of course, that was the earliest known incarnation of that particular band. Of course, they're still going around.
And all they wanted was a Pepsi.
All they wanted was a Pepsi. And if you ever actually caught a Suicidal Tendencies show, Mike Muir, who's the lead vocalist, he's the one constant member for the band throughout the years. He's also a great showman on stage, a great philosopher on stage. He's not afraid to speak his mind. And I've listened to Suicidal Tendencies music, not just that particular song, but yes, I have all their albums. So
That's
be afraid. You never know when they're going to come back into the rotation.
No, it's okay. Dude.
Is that one of? I don't know. I can't call that one of my. Don't worry about it.
It's not my. Anyway, so before we get into my set, while the music's playing, if you can search through the web, and not you because you're doing a show with me, but we're referring to other people. God, I just sounded ditzy, didn't I? But anyway, yeah, if you're searching or doing some web surfing while you're listening to us, while you're listening to the next bunch of songs.
Yeah, just make sure that when you open up a new window, you don't shut off the listen show window because then the show won't be playing.
Yeah, I'm telling them to get
new
out
window.
while they're ahead.
Remember, select a new window.
Select a new window. And while the stuff's playing in the background, if it lets you, look up Sedna. And I'll explain what that's all about.
You want to give us spelling?
Sedna.
Okay, not a CED.
Mm-hmm.
Sedna. Sedna.
Yeah, Sedna. It's interesting. I think it's interesting. But anyway, so we're going to start my little set here. Boy, have I got plans for you people.
Okay.
No, actually, I've been listening to a lot of really strange electronic music lately. So these are some oldies but goodies in this realm, and some just plain out weird. All right, here we go.
It's time for the Claude
foreplay. Here we go.
No blind spots in a leopard's eyes can only help to jeopardize the lives of lambs the shepherd cries. An outdoor life for a silverfish, eternal dust, less ticklish than a clean room a house guest's wish. He lies on his side as he trying to hide. In fact, it's the earth which he's known since birth. He lies on his side as he trying to hide. In fact, it's the earth which he's known since birth. Face worker, serpentine miner, a roof falls, an underliner of leaf structure. The egg timer. He lies on his side as he trying to hide. In fact, it's the earth which he's known since birth. He lies on his side as he trying to hide. In fact, it's the earth which he's known since birth.
Now that is a funky bass.
That was a funky bass, huh?
Wow.
I wish I could. I was gonna do a contest to see who was gonna.
I'll tell you, in terms of sets, though, those have to be the two most distant, non-similar sets we've ever done.
Ever.
It's almost like two shows in one today.
Yeah. You got the two shows in one: Rock Out and Chill Out.
Wow.
The Rock and Chill Show.
Now I don't feel so nearly as crazy as I did coming in today. I'm like all mellowed out now.
See, I had to do that. So, did anyone go out and check out what I just said to check out? Okay. If you didn't, I'm going to explain what I meant.
Sedna.
Now, I'm going to go through my set. And as I go through my set, I'll tell you what my general theme was. Because there was a theme, believe it or not. Outdoor Miner was first from the Lightning Seeds, which is a B-side. I'm into collecting the little B-sides now.
You can find some hidden gems on B-sides.
Yeah, definitely. And I really like that song from them. It's typically not what I like, but I really like that song. And he talks about the earth and leopards and all kinds of animals and things. Did you know that in the tsunami, the animals survived? Did you read about that?
No, I did. We didn't even mention the tsunami, did we?
No. That's why I brought it up. Because my set is really involved with the tsunami.
Which was definitely recent news.
Yeah. What a way. And I was going to bring this up when we first started talking, but I didn't want to like ruin your set because I didn't know what was coming, right? But what a way to end 2004. But it had to just leave in this wake of like, it's not bad enough that we had a war going on. But Mother Nature has to get involved on it.
Nature had to have its say.
Nature had to have its say, right as it's about to end. So we're off to, what's sad is that we end off with this big giant bang of mayhem, and we have to start up already with some stress and involvement in the way that this is going on, right?
It's all this madness. That's what's going wrong with me.
And this is what happens. 2005 doesn't begin with a new start. It's like we have to put everything back together again that was screwed up from the year before. So anyway, in an ideal world, we'd have a utopia, as in Goldfrapp. She explains it would be nice if everything just got along like machines do. Anyway, that was followed by Massive Attack doing Teardrop, which, as I mentioned to you when we were listening to it, has one of the coolest videos. It was about the recycling or I should say the recombination of life, from organisms beginning to end. Is the video deals with that. And that song always makes me think of, life renewing itself. So hopefully things will get better in that region. Although after I get done with you guys, you may think I'm crazy and never listen to the show again.
I haven't listened to too much stuff from Massive Attack. Is it similar?
It's cool stuff. It's all over the place. It's like producers who find like vocalists to work with. You know that English thing where it's not exclusively an English thing anymore, but it's kind of like Air, where they go and they find like this guy, that girl, and they're going to get him to sing and do this. And so they have a rapper, they might have somebody doing some dub stuff, and it's actually really cool stuff. And in fact, that one's actually, don't ask me what album it's on because I forgot. But
do they have a website? No.
Yeah. The latest Massive Attack album is actually quite good. I haven't bought it yet, but I plan to now. Because this song just happened to be on this little compilation that I found.
You accidentally downloaded it onto your computer.
No. Someone else did, but I found it. And I ended things off with a very obscure Radiohead song.
Wasn't the third song the Goldfrapp song? Or was it? No, the second.
No. I had it.
You didn't even talk about that one that much.
I did. I said Utopia.
Or very little.
Well, we're going to talk more about her in a minute.
Oh, okay.
I ended things off with a funny song by Radiohead called Paper Bag Rider.
Which is a Radiohead song I've never heard.
Yeah.
It's not off of an album, is it?
No. It's a completely weird B-side. I think it's on some single. I got it from Dan, who's a great friend of mine. He happened to be by, and I saw that he had all these little goodies. I was like, what is that?
Dan's got a good collection, too.
It's because Dan actually goes out and buys every single remix and extended and the import onlys and
exactly.
And then I just tape them all. Thanks, Dan. But yeah, he brought it over, and I found some really cool gems that I'm going to play on the Listen Show as the weeks go by, because there's some cool stuff.
And Dan, of course, is always afraid to come in here and do a show with us, even though he's got a great collection of music that he could play.
I almost talked him into it this time, so we'll see. He'll listen to this one and feel bad. I'm sure he'll come in. No, the reason I didn't talk about Goldfrapp too much was because of all the songs that I played, hers was probably the nicest of the bunch. She's talking about an ideal society. And I think that the only way that's going to happen is after this one's gone.
Oh.
But I'll tell you about Sedna now. Before we get into the last song, Sedna's interesting. When I was in high school, I had heard on the news that they had discovered a new planet.
They had high schools that long ago?
They had discovered this new planet, and they had dubbed the planet Planet X. And shortly thereafter, my mom bought us an encyclopedia set. And in the encyclopedia set, Planet X was in there as a genuine discovery. Well, for some reason, years later, it disappeared. In other words, they decided they would undiscover it. Apparently, there was some speculation that said object comes around in orbit every couple years, every couple 3,600 years through our solar system, and when it does, it wreaks havoc on our atmosphere. Which is interesting because on November 18th of this year, NASA rediscovered it and named it Sedna. Its official name is Sedna. It is red. It is 1,000 miles wide, and it lies just beyond Pluto. And if you log on to the NASA site, they officially, they create discovery. The interesting thing about it is that Steve's looking at me like, what
Science
is he doing?
lessons at
What
the
is
Listen
he
Show.
doing? Well, the interesting thing about it that caught my attention was the whole thing with the tsunami. Because apparently the tie-in that you'll see if you look up the Sedna stuff is that they make this funny comment, which was the last time Sedna was visible was during the last ice age.
Hey.
Not a nice thing to read on the website. But what was interesting to me is that it's very possible that just the fact that there are things that shift us in orbit that do have an outside influence on our atmosphere. So it's good. It's going to be interesting to see how things pan out. But
and it's still raining in Southern California.
The rain isn't so bad, but did you know that in the last couple days,
but it shouldn't be green like it is.
Los Angeles was under tornado watch. Come on. Tornadoes in Los Angeles.
You get waterspouts off the coast out here.
Yeah. And Yellowstone Park, parts of Yellowstone Park are closed. You know why, right?
I haven't been watching the news.
See, you got to look at the news. Parts of Yellowstone.
Don't forget, I'm going crazy, so I don't watch television.
So Claude the conspiracist here. But parts of Yellowstone Park are closed because apparently the ground is too hot to walk on. Which, they have a caldera, which is
right.
Yeah, they're thinking that it's about time. Could be bad.
Wow.
So it wouldn't be surprising to note that that the massive shakeup that we had a couple of days ago is definitely having effect on the whole planet. It's not so for those people who watch TV and just go, wow, it sucks that happened to those people. It didn't happen to those people. It happened to all of us because what happened to them is like
that's definitely on a global scale.
It is a global thing. We haven't even felt whatever impacts we're supposed to feel from the effect of that. Everyone's studying it like crazy right now. But yeah, I thought I'd bring that up, the animal thing up too, which was the animal survived somehow, which proves an old theory, which is that animals can sense things coming before they happen.
Mm-hmm.
They actually found, that in that part of the world, they have tigers, they have elephants. You saw the elephants helping out
on TV,
take out the wreckage. Is that crazy or what? But yeah, they found no dead elephants, no dead tigers, no rabbits, nothing.
Also, I don't know how close it went inland and such.
So if your pets suddenly disappear and you can't find them anywhere, and
head for higher ground.
You don't hear birds singing in the sky, and get out of wherever you are, head for higher ground, because crazy stuff, man. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, the thing that is so troubling about the whole earthquake tsunami thing is it affected a part of the world that is not able to handle it. It's unfortunate. If it would have done heck of damage if it was out here in the Pacific or out in the eastern United States, but there's such a structure in place where they can, I mean, with assistance, they can clean up and everything, but the reports of the damage and how long it's going to take to rebuild in some of these poorer countries, it just gets you right in the heart.
Yeah, they're gonna. It's terrible.
You know, they were talking about the number one need. They were talking about, you know, like food supplies and medicine and stuff, and they were asking this one guy, you know, what does this country need for help? And he said, we need more body bags. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you know, and these pictures of the beaches, and there's just bodies washing ashore on the beaches. It's wow.
You know, like, sometimes, like, when I was watching the news on this stuff, I couldn't believe those numbers. Like, 100,000 people is literally more than we lost we lost less American soldiers during World War II than that was in those few days.
Yeah. I mean, imagine, we just recently there was like the Rose Bowl up in Pasadena where they fit 110,000 people. Take all those people watching that football game in the Rose Bowl, dead. That's whoa, too many. It's amazing.
So yeah, it may sound sort of naive and somewhat misguided, me bringing up the Sedna thing, but you know what?
It's interesting.
It's interesting because 3 years ago, somebody told me about that stuff, and they said that one of the things that you would have to watch for would be a giant tsunami somewhere. It scared the shit out of me. It scared the shit out of me back then, and it scared the shit out of me when it happened.
I was watching that ABC report about the volcanoes out in the Canary Islands. I don't know if you watched any of that.
No, see, that's so you got to watch out right now.
They're saying there's a volcano out in the Canary Islands that if that blows, it's going to blow off a chunk of land large enough to cause a tidal wave that is out on the west coast of Africa that'll hit the eastern United States. And that was scientific. That's not just
well, that's what I'm
conspiracy
saying.
theories or whatever.
Well, the conspiracy part of it was that
there's such a reality out there of
obviously,
Mother Nature.
You know, government officials wouldn't want us to know that we're going to die.
And we complain about the rain.
Yeah. But yeah, it bears watching, you know, because strange stuff this year, man. So it's starting off with a bang.
Wow. Welcome to 2005.
Yeah, indeed. So,
well, hopefully it'll be a good year for us. We're going to hopefully do some more listen shows down the line.
Well, let's put it this way. As long as we've got some microphones and some computers running, we can do some damage.
Yeah, because we've got a collection of CDs that can hopefully hold us over.
Yeah.
There'll be some new music this year, so
yeah, for sure.
We'll see how it goes.
So, we're going to end things off.
You've got a closer.
I've got
for
the
me
closer.
Tonight.
Yep. I've got the closer. And I'm going to
cue it up.
It's queued up. This is a very well-known song by this artist, but I think it fits rather well with this scenario. This is Moby, Natural Blues.
The Listen Show.
Ooh, Lordy, trouble so hard. Ooh, Lordy, trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Ooh, Lordy, trouble so hard. Ooh, Lordy, trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Ooh, Lordy, trouble so hard. Ooh, Lordy, trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Went down the hill the other day, so
trouble so hard. Ooh, Lord, my trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Ooh, Lord, my trouble so hard. Ooh, Lord, my trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Ooh, Lord, my trouble so hard. Ooh, Lord, my trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Ooh, Lord, my trouble so hard. Ooh, Lord, my trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Ooh, Lord, my trouble so hard. Ooh, Lord, my trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Don't nobody know